race here at Big Diamond Speedway. 50 years to the present. Here we are. Race number 1. Who will be in the winner's circle tonight?
Definitely a star-studded field here, Dino. We're going to let them buzz the track now. Pace truck.
I've seen this in the past here. You've seen this in the past here. It's not about the front row. Not always. It could be. But these guys can get it done. We've seen these guys come from deep in the pack. A couple of years ago, Alex Jankowski was starting 12th and 13th, and he won back-to-back features in the process. So, yes, it could be anybody's game here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Pick out your favorite. Who's going to be in victory lane at the end of 25 hard fought laps here in the Insinger Performance Modified main event.
It's $4,000 to win here on Spin City Night. God's Country, Big Diamond Speedway. Pace truck is in. Barry, it's go time. Race number 1 of 2022 about to get underway with the Insinger Performance 358 Modified.
50th anniversary season of Big Diamond Speedway. Out the yellow with 2 laps in the books, 2 down. Boy, Jankowski got a fantastic start, but Jeff Strunk was reeling him in. It was about to get good.
Yeah, how about that? Barry, you were here with us for the Cold Cracker last year. Kid Rocket wins the thing, leads all those laps, and here he is back again, still leading.
Right there next to him. Got to be impressed with Nick Roshinsky so far. You know, so strong in his heat race and a solid third here in the opening 2 laps.
I really think this could be a breakout season for Roshinsky. You can almost describe described as a Mr. Consistency type of driver. And the kid just goes out there, he holds his own week after week. Top 10 finishes in the last couple of years. He just has been coming up shy of that elusive first ever win. But as I'm saying, that could all end this year, and maybe not just on one occasion.
Got the 99 of Craig Whitmoyer restarting fourth. The diamond cutter Wayne Howard in position number 5. 19.
That is the 401.
So Dave Ronaldo owned Harry's U-Bullet 401, Frank Nosey.
Most of any driver. And, okay, so we're only a couple of laps into this thing, but so far he's led the most laps in 2022.
Yes, he has. Both of them.
Correct.
He's really good on the starts and restarts, man. He gets away from Strunk. Jeff may be trying to protect his position a little bit. Coming to the outside of the front row.
Sometimes Jeff will take a liking to the bottom, especially through corner number 1 and away, and likewise on the 4th turn, but right now he has no other choice, I think, but to work, he has to work that top side. Yankowski electing to take the inside line for the restart. Field is nicely watched, green flag, ready to come out. We're back racing again.
Caution lights are out. We're ready to get back to business here. Still showing 2 laps complete. 23 to go. Another.
1 and 2. Just a few laps ago, Yankowski came off of corner number 4 and he put about maybe 2 car lengths on Schrum. And then all of a sudden, we hit to the corners over here in 1 and 2, and Schrump's right back in again. So he's just basically setting him up, trying to get that right line. And in the meantime, we're watching Nick Rochinski. He and Dwayne Howard, man, they're just going at it tooth and nail. They got a real dogfight happening between them two. And 14 starting spot outside row number 8, and now the 23X is on the 6th position, knocking on the door. He'll restart alongside the 15G of Dwayne Howard. In 7th position currently is the 2A of Mike Coular. Running at 8 is the 19K of Fred Presley. Then comes the 22T of Tanner Van Doorn. Had a really strong run in his qualifier earlier tonight. And Mike Lisowski is in 10th, car 15. Eddie Strada is 11th for the restart, the 33. Then comes the J.R. Fulmer, number 67. He's in 12th. Running 13th currently is Doug Manmiller in the 44. And that caution was for Ryan Krachin, who at the time was 14th. That'll move up the 17X of Kevin Beach Jr. Dave Dissinger back in action here as he qualifies for the season opener in the 88XF. He'll be in 15th position. Race truck is being told to pull off this time by and hold on to your seats because we're getting ready to go back to racing action. Remember, it's $4,000 to win here on Spin City Night, the opening feature of the season. Yankowski gets the jump. The 58th career win here at Big Diamond Speed in the Cold Cracker. And it looks like the Zuby's number 88 is getting its rightful place in victory lane. Barry Angstead is heading down there into the winner's circle where he'll be greeting our feature winner here, the Bechtelsville Bullet. Jeff Strunk in the Zuby's Racing Northeastern Office Equipment, Lobos Productions McNally Construction car owned by Dave Zuby. Barry Angstead is down there in the winner's circle. Barry, it looks like it's almost celebration time.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Dino. And we are waiting. The safety equipment coming off.
Jim, I just got here.
Probably catching his breath. That was a pretty quick pace. Last several laps going straight through, green to checker. Told me before the races tonight, he's tired. He's been working a lot. The day job is wearing him out. A lot of work. But he didn't show it tonight. Once he got behind the wheel, once he got the lead, it was all Jeff Strunk in victory lane. Driving to the win. Let's get in the season opener, the big check. Jeff, that kid was tough. Yankowski is tough, but how did you finally figure out how to get by him?
Well, he's like a little brother to me, so I didn't want to rough him up or do anything dumb, and you know, it was just one of them deals where I think he was searching. He knew he was slowing down a little bit, and I was kind of getting better, so he was kind of searching there, and I didn't want to show myself too soon. I just wanted to get a good run at him, and I think he knew I was there. I think he knows I run good on the bottom here, but I think he kind of missed a little on the setup, and we were pretty damn good. We had it pretty close to what we needed it to be, and you know, it's great to get off the year with a good start and a good win and the second at Grandview there. So you know, I can't say enough about this team and Dave Zubikowski and everybody who supports us. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And thanks to the fans for all coming out and supporting us. We appreciate it. And like me or not, I'm glad you are all here and cheering for somebody. But yeah, great night. Thanks. You know, hats off to Jake for the track and getting everything going here.
All right, we'll let you celebrate Jeff Strunk in victory lane, starting off the season with a big win. Real good race. A lot of guys coming from the back or mid-pack.
Winner here at Big Diamond Speedway in our 50th anniversary season. Career win, 58 again, getting ever so closer to another milestone. Jeff Strunk.
No, I want to watch town.
Here is your starting lineup for the USS Augie 602 Crate Sportsman 20-lap main event. $1,000 to win. Your front row will consist of the 119 of Doug Smith Jr. and the X1 of Mike Schneck Jr. In row number 2 on the inside, the 1 Junior of Talon Carter, alongside by your defending Big Diamond Speedway Crate 602 champion in the number 09 Steve Lyle. Row 3, the 14S of Dave Shirk and the 20G of Danny make up that row. Next in line comes Brandon Firestein in the 11F. He starts in 7th position. Alongside him will be Jim Houseworth in the 12Z. As we look back in row number 5, the X5 will be there in 9th starting position, Daryl Dissinger, and the 17G is next to him, Kyle Kenya. In the 11th starting position, in the 4M, Logan Watt next to him. Outside row number 6 is the 28 of Ryan Conrad. Back in the 13th starting position, number 57 is Brandon Edgar, and he's got Chad Pudelevich in the 6C alongside. Starting in row number 9, on the inside, the 5Y of Matt Yoder. This is row number 8, excuse me, and the 55 of Mike Burrows. 17th on the grid is the 12T of Tyler Pete, and Chris Nye will join him on the outside. He's in the 54. Row number 10, starting 19th, the Oink, Kevin Brady, and the 73, Paulie Hartwig III. 21st starting position, inside row number 11, car number 19. That is Brad Brightville, former sportsman champion here at the Big D. Next to him is the 54J of Jamie Shea. And finally, in your 12th row, starting 23rd in the 450, Kevin Olenek. And starting scratch on the grid in car number 47, Gary Wagner. We have got 24 cars, 20 laps. The USS Aki Inc. 602 Great Sportsman first race of the 2022 season. They are lined up and ready to roll.
He put his head where I was about to push.
Remember when my dad went down there and he waved that when they were stopped here?
Sportsman main event and the 50th anniversary season of Big Diamond Speedway getting underway here tonight. I always say it at my Saturday night stop, it is time for some hardcore, full bore, foot to the floor 602 Sportsman action. Watch them now off the corner. The 119 of Doug Smith.
Front end that's not looking like a front end that's supposed to look like.
Sure, both wheels are not, although that could be misleading to the generally don't like that.
Well, now he's in second.
Good start for Doug Smith Jr., the 119, the X1 of Mike Schneck, with chasing him through turns 1 and 2. Talon Carter jumping into the third spot at the drop of the green. The defending Craig Sportsman champ here at Big Diamond, Steve Lyle, fourth on that opening lap. We did score one lap, Dino, 1 lap down, 19 to go.
You know, Barry, we talk about the fact that, yeah, this is a relatively new class here at Big Diamond Speedway. Do you know this is only the 25th feature that we've run with this division? They're going to see a lot more action this year as opposed to the last 2 years, but to see what this has grown into in such a short period of time, it's quite awe-inspiring to know that so many different drivers are using this platform in order to advance, if not even stay where they are.
You're right. It's just a really cool class. There are drivers coming up through the ranks who use the 602 Sportsman as kind of a stepping stone, if you will. There are other drivers, and I'm going to use Dave Shirk as an example, the 14S out there, currently in 6th. Now, he's run modifieds, he's run big block modifieds at times, and yet loves the crates, loves the Sportsman, and he's a veteran of many, many years. So it's a good mix. You have Talon Carter, an up-and-comer, using this hopefully to propel himself into the modified ranks.
Last year, Steve Lyle, who picked up the championship, won his first race in the inaugural season of 2020, and then a couple of more last year. He really didn't even have intentions of running for a championship, but you know as well as I do, when these points start adding up, and all of a sudden you start re-looking at the big picture here, you know, things change in a hurry. But he was a guy that really did not anticipate running for points last year, and
it will lure you in. The magic and the lure of the point chase
and these
will
guys
just drag you in.
They'll tell you, I'm not doing that, but right, we know better. Back to green flag action. Steve Lyle from last year, Barry. He was one of these guys that had that capability of making the passes, of picking off cars. You know, again, we talk about the parity from the entire field here, but for this guy, it was a lot of fun watching the way he could drive and make advancements. And it showed again in the numbers. 14 races last year, and he led the way with 13 top 10 finishes, which shows the consistency there. He doesn't give up the positions, but he also is good at advancing at the positions. Doug Smith was the leader in top 5s last year, by the way, with 8 of those, and he actually missed one race.
Field double up 2 by 2. We're going to get set to try it again. Well, yeah, 1 lap scored. Here he comes. Smith on the inside. Ooh, Schneck on the outside. It's going to be Talon.
Wow, are they 3 and 5? Why am I seeing this?
Letting him down on that 09 car. Lyle limping to the pit area. Logan Watt is not afraid to take her to the top side. That time though, I think Lyle just, the car giving up, Lyle drifted up the track a bit, and that impeded Watt and slowed him up, but with 2 down, still plenty of time for Logan Watt to make his way forward.
Logan Watt will never forget the night of July 16, 2021, when he earned his first ever modified victory, and he came right here at Big Diamond Speedway.
Really
Barry, if that kid can pull it off, that's going to be, I think, a week-long celebration of partying and the whole 9 yards. They just recently had an off-season party to, raise some funds and stuff, and that went rather well. And that, again, if that kid can pull this off, that Carter family, and I'm not talking about the original Carter family from Nashville area, but the ones here in PA, the racers.
And here's how hard they've had to work just to get here. Problems with their tow vehicle, their truck. They had to actually borrow a truck. They were putting feelers out, sending messages out over the past week and a half, and borrowing a truck just to tow that car to the races. So yeah, a big weekend tonight would be extra special for the Rax Carter Racing team. Jim Hausworth, 12Z, sits in third. Ran very well, winning his heat race and looking good here in the early stages of this main event.
Talent, by the way, coming up through the slingshot ranks, and I'll tell you what, did he collect the victories in that division when he was racing there, and that's where he actually, before moving into this last year as a rookie, where he cut his teeth in racing. Some quarter midget stuff as well.
It's the 11F of Brandon Firestein, third. Hausworth actually fourth. The X1, Mike Schneck, back to fifth. The Rockaway Rocket, Danny Buckabuska, the 20G car, in sixth.
And we saw when Hausworth, he showed his hand early to us doing his qualifier, and I have no doubts that he's going to be making a stab at this whole thing before it's all said and done. We've got 18 laps to go. The green flag ready to come back out. Doug Smith leads them back to the green, and nice jump.
Making 5 laps. 5 laps complete. And that's a shame. Tyler Pete and James Hausworth, Jim Hausworth, rather, battling for position number 6 just before Tyler pulled off. Used to call him the Little Tornado in his slingshot days. Won a junior slingshot national championship.
Tyler Pete's actually, we've only had 2 seasons, but he's tied for first in wins here with 3 victories at Big Diamond. He, Jonathan Swift, and Steve Lyle, all 3-time winners in the first 2 seasons of Crate 602 Sportsman here.
What?
Doug Smith Jr., Talon Carter, the front row. X1 of Mike Schneck. Actually, I believe that should be Firestein, the 11F. Firestein third, then the X1 of Schneck in fourth. 17G Kyle Kania now into the top 5. With the 20G of Danny Buckabuska restarting 6th. 12X of Hausworth fading a bit, back to 7th. And then they are sorting out the running order. Looks like the X5, the Messy Pig Barbecue X5, Daryl Dissinger. Back there in position number 8. 55 of Mike Burrows being shown 9th. 28 of Ryan Conrad rounding out the top 10. Logan Watt, boy, that was a shame for Logan. He was on the charge early on, but when Steve Lyle had something break on his car, it just kind of messed up Logan's momentum. And he is now back in 11th. 5Y of Van Yoder, 12.
Is going to go in.
19 of Brad Wrightville is 13. The 14 S. Dave Shirk in 14. Yoink, Kevin Brady back in 15. 73, Paulie Hartwick the 3rd. Will restart 16th. And we're ready to get back to it. Green flag in the air one more time.
Rising stars.
Hits that every time.
Be very cautious to hit that section of the track, but again, we see the race. running out there. He only ran a half dozen shows last year, but I'll tell you what, right now, finally, biding his time out there, you knew he just was waiting for that opportunity, and it came to him.
Yeah, they say sometimes patience is a virtue, and good drivers learn patience out there. I think Talon Carter really exhibited a lot of that patience, just watched, just waited, bided his time, and when the opportunity arose, he pounced and got by Smith to take the lead. But now, as you mentioned, those top two probably don't want to glance over at the scoreboard because they're going to see the number 4 up to third.
Do you realize the age gap we got out there? They're all under 20 years old out there.
Yeah, well, you said it earlier tonight. The future local racing, stock car racing is in good shape.
And that's just not here at
that's
Diamond,
right.
but we are seeing a good look at what the future holds for us, and I feel pretty comfortable with this.
No doubt about it.
Oh, I thought it was single file.
So in the main events now, we are reminded single file restarts after halfway. In our features, single file restarts after halfway. For the 602 Sportsman. Mike Burrows, by the way, the 55 car, the reason for the yellow, Matt Yoder, I believe, made a quick pit stop. He's back out there. Yeah, we're just doing some quick math. Rusty Rhodes doing some quick math for Dirt Track Digest TV, and figuring Logan probably passed about 25 cars already because he was moving forward, was picking them up, then got messed up out of turn 4, fell back a bunch, and then just picked them off one at a time. You know, now he's finding himself back in third.
We've got 7 laps before we decide the outcome of this one, and I gotta tell you, hold on to your edge of your seats on this one because it's shaping up to be a great. Now the back here, you can see that inside line. Settles to go back behind the 119 of Doug Smith. Your race leader is Alan Carter.